open-ended question. First of all, go see professional help, go see an osteopath, go see a physio, you could even see a chiro, I'd kind of avoid, but see an osteo or a physio. There'll be your two main ports of call. Once you've gone there, see what's going on, then come up with a game plan and ask them what can you do, not what you have to avoid. Then work with that. I've had people come in with injuries. I've had people come with lower back injuries. So I've modified their training sessions to kind of account for that. So it might be something simple as extending their warm up a little bit more. So it might be because they've got a lower back issue, they work at a desk, might do some upper back mobility drills just to kind of like reduce the load on the lower back, do a little bit more core work. Then we actually get them to the session, but we modify the exercises so we're supporting the lower back by allowing the core to do its job as well. I think that's the biggest thing, but it always depends on the injury. If you've got a bung shoulder, you can still do lower bodies exercises. I've had a client who had a broken wrist from a snowboarding accident. We got him doing safety bar squats. He was still able to hold on to the bar quite comfortably, but we didn't put his wrist in a detrimental position where it was going to flare up. So there's always ways you can work around it.
I mean, I guess that's where self-awareness comes back into it as well. Being able to identify with yourself, okay, is this an injury or is this soreness? You know, because I think there's also the thing where people will, the next day they're sore from training, and in their mind they're going, oh, did I injure myself? Did I do some permanent damage? Yeah. That's probably where we come back again to the importance of form. And I know with you, we do usually some sort of activation warm-up before specific exercises, getting those niggly bits going before. But yeah, there's that thing, the soreness versus hurt or injury.
So soreness versus injury. The soreness side is kind of the DOMS feel. So 24 to 72 hours, you might have like this real soreness and stiffness in your muscle, the muscle belly itself, not so much the joint. This is just an enzyme, creatine kinase. It just kind of almost just feels like it's in a non-technical way kind of leaked into the muscle. This is just a byproduct of strength training. It's not necessarily that you've gone over, it's just, it is what it is then at the end of the day with it. As you become more trained over time, the soreness actually diminishes over time. If you do have a session where you're doing quite a lot, so say you do an extra 30 minutes of, say you do upper body and do an extra 30 minutes of arms, so yeah, your arms are going to be sore because you've gone above what your body can actually tolerate. So it's more of just a tolerance to the actual training.
And maybe just off the back of that, what would you say is the risk of injury when doing weightlifting? Like what percentage would you about?
I would say 0, but this could be argumented in different ways. When my intent when someone comes in is A, to make it safe, but B, to make it enjoyable. The safe component is if anyone is experiencing any pain, they have to let me know, and this becomes more of a measurement tool for when they train. Whether it's the question is whether it's safe.
Yeah. What is the risk?
Yeah. Or what's the risk
with weightlifting?
There is no real risk unless you're performing the exercise in a dangerous way. So where you're actually loading up the joints in an unsafe manner. I know deadlifts and squats are like a traditionally butchered exercise, and these exercises can actually lead, not necessarily injure the person now, but what it does, if you continue to use that same pattern for 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, then what you're doing is more like, it's like compound interest at the end of the day. It becomes asymptomatic, so it's not, you don't feel the issue. But there might be one point, it's like, yep, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. And it's like, I've got serious hip pain and I don't know what to do about it. So it is safe, but seeing someone, especially if you're new, seeing someone in order to teach you how to move, to get a structured program that's relative to your ability is probably the most important thing. Then you can actually start experiencing what strength training actually has to offer. There's fun things that you can do, but you must understand there's a starting point for a lot of people, and every person's starting point is going to be different as well, based on the sporting experience, any injuries, illnesses, yada yada yada. So basically, it is safe. It all depends on the individual, whether or not any chronic conditions or acute injuries or anything that has to be managed. I've got a couple of clients who've got rheumatoid arthritis, and they manage that through medication. But one of them has done really well, that she gets little to no pain at all. She was still getting pain whilst she was on the medication, but it just reduced it. Now she gets little to none.